Welcome to another edition of the Sustainable Scoop. I'm Miriam Gennari, and today I have the pleasure of interviewing Ravi Shankar. Ravi is going to get us all motivated with this lovely spring weather out on the tennis courts. How are you, Ravi?
Doing great. How are you?
Well, I'm wonderful, and I'm excited to learn a little bit more about the program that you're offering in D.C., Maryland, and in Virginia called Smart Tennis.
I think it's a cool concept. It helps connect tennis player, and one of the biggest problem is not the tennis courts, but finding people to play tennis at the time you are available and you want somebody else to play tennis.
It's fascinating because I play a little tennis, but I know that my husband doesn't enjoy playing with me. He wants to play a vigorous game.
It's not only you, almost husband, wife, and girlfriend, boyfriend. It's always the case that it doesn't go very well.
It goes. They play on different levels.
They play different levels. Yeah.
So what you do is through your Smart Tennis program, you introduce people, or they find one another, and then they arrange to play.
Yes, they can arrange matches at their convenience.
In a location.
In a location which is convenient for them, and even if you play in a tournament or in a league, what happens is there's set times where you may have something else to do, and you just can't find.
Oh, sure. You take your weekends off to go play in a tournament.
Yeah.
And how many times have players gone to tournaments and maybe got knocked out in the first or second round and spent all that money and didn't really get to play?
That's another thing, yeah. Including that, there's another thing that somebody who's just starting to play tournaments, I think as a coach, it takes almost like 15 to 20 matches for them to get used to the match temperament, to tournament level kind of understanding. And sometimes for kids or even adults, it's when they lose in the first round, they prepare for almost like a month or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and they lose in the first round. Not only they lose that time and money, but
their confidence maybe.
Yes.
Well, you brought some video of some of your players playing competitively. And while we bring up the video, I just want to say that, also not just my husband, but my daughter plays tennis too. And I noticed that even though she has a wonderful game when she's playing on the courts locally with friends or with my husband, the way she plays in competition is very different. And to have the opportunity to compete, like your players are in the video, will be something you have to adapt to. So talk about how your players adapt when they're playing. Here we are. Here's some now. Ravi, what is different about playing in competition as opposed to just rallying on the courts?
Most of the time, if you play with players you play with them on regular basis, what happens is you are not in a kind of like a alert mode, and it's playing with the different players. It just brings a level of intensity that you want to win, and you want to not only win but play a good game.
These players look not only competitive, but they've got their game face on. And I guess it's a little bit different when you you meet a player that you don't feel sorry for, or you're not going to take it easy on, and you go out there and you do your best. I mean, look at this young lady. She is rocking it.
Absolutely. She's, yes.
And now, so right now you started enrolling people in your program.
Yes, our season just started.
So how
March
does the
25th.
program work?
So there are 3 seasons, and once you sign up for the season, right now the spring season is on. Once you sign up for the season, it's for 3 months, and you can play as many matches as you want. Not only for people who just want to play 3 or 4 matches, but for people who want to play almost every day. So there's no limitation to play. You can play 2 matches day too.
And so my understanding is it's not just a competition on the courts, you're also keeping score with some prize at the end, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So there's it's a unique system. Anytime you win a match, you can post scores, and then you win certain points in certain time, then you win prizes too.
Okay. And are there specific age levels or?
There are different age levels, and it starts from 14 and it goes up to 14 plus. So it goes up to 60, even 60-year-olds can play matches in this system.
Well, what I think is really interesting is that even if a student's being coached or playing on a team, playing more competitive matches has got to improve their game.
Absolutely, that's what the main idea is. That especially for kids, as they play more competitive tennis, they improve. And they can go back to their coaches and they say, oh, this was the problem. My forehand was not working. I was not consistent. My serve is not strong enough. And it helps coaches that way when they play often and they can recognize this is the problem, go to their coaches and work on their games.
I think it helps their parents too, because what parents really want, and again, I'm speaking for young people, but you invest a lot of money in these lessons, skills and techniques, but what you really want to see are your children, really get worked up and enthusiastic about the game.
Absolutely, absolutely. It works very well with academies. Like, this is the experience kids want, the competitive experience.
I would much rather see them competing off the couch, away from their video games.
I absolutely agree.
And what's really nice, I think, also about Smart Tennis is that you bring people in locally, so they don't have to travel a long way. They coordinate through your website,
Absolutely.
smart-tennis.com. Yes, and I understand you're working on an app. Tell me real quickly about that.
So with the app, it's probably going to be about 2-3 months. We're working on it, but with the app, you can see, it's just like Uber. You can see how far the players are available, or if there are 5 players available at about your level in your area, and you can see, and you can click on the player, and you can see their level, and if they're available, they're willing to play with you. You just set up right away in seconds.
All right, well, that sounds wonderful. And I hope that if I join, there'll be somebody who just wants to rally and play as well.
Absolutely, yes.
All right, Ravi, I want to thank you so much for coming here and telling us about Smart Tennis, getting us enthusiastic about getting outdoors. Good luck. Please check out Ravi's website at smart-tennis.com. Thanks for watching The Sustainable Scoop. We'll see you on the courts.